Good evening. Welcome to Epiphany Lutheran Church in Richmond, Virginia. I'm Kevin Barger, the Director of Music Ministry. This is our Music Minute, where we are taking a look at the hymns we'll be using in worship tomorrow for the third Sunday in Lent. And we're going to go in order again. And we'll start with the gathering hymn, In the Cross of Christ I Glory. This hymn is based on Galatians 6:14, which ironically or not, maybe, is the same verse that When I Survey the Wondrous Cross is based on. This was actually written by a Unitarian. However, it's had widespread use among Trinitarians. So an interesting little tidbit for you there. The text writer had quite the history. He was born and died in England, but in between all that, he was an economist in Holland. He became a commissioner to France. He served in the House of Commons. He was made the British consulate. And so he had quite the life as he went on through there. The tune that we are going to sing these words to is named for the soprano soloist who was in the choir at Central Baptist Church in Norwich, Connecticut, which is where the composer was the organist. So this is In the Cross of Christ I Glory. Such a nice warm ending to that for the music buffs among us. That was actually written in B major at the end, so not the most favorite key maybe to play in, but it's just such a warm key. All right, we will then turn to the hymn of the day, and the hymn of the day again comes to us from All Creation Sings, our new hymnal supplement, and it is Come to the Water of Life. And this was written in 1995 for a baptismal remembrance ritual at the community of St. Martin in Minneapolis. The song reminds us of the story of Jesus and the Samaritan woman at the well. And in John's Gospel, we hear Jesus say to his soon-to-be disciples, "The water that I will give will become in them a spring of water gushing up to eternal life." So, from our many thirsts, we are invited to the living water that nurtures us in all of our lives. And that is what the text of this hymn will remind us. So, this is Come to the Water of Life. So another nice singable tune from All Creation Sings. And while it may be somewhat disappointing that these newer tunes don't have published works on them yet, or octavos, it's kind of nice just to hear the simple melodies that are out there, and as we learn them, that will hopefully help us. And they may become new favorites. All right, and for our sending hymn, it is one that is not new. Come Thou Fount of Every Blessing. And this is a hymn about pilgrimage. And it was another England-born writer. This is Robert Robinson. And his father wanted him to become an Anglican priest. But the family didn't have much money, so that didn't happen right away. So he was apprenticed as a barber, or to a barber and a hairdresser. And then, after that, he became a Methodist minister. And he ultimately ended up creating and organizing an independent congregation at Norwich. He ended up working at a call where his stipulation to accept that call was that there had to be open communion practiced. So there's lots of repeated rhythms in this hymn, which I think you'll probably recognize, and that makes it exciting, but at the same time it can make it a drag if we get bogged down, and so we always try to push this forward and keep it exciting and keep those repeated rhythms lively. So, Come Thou Fount of Every Blessing, this is some variations on it. So you get that driving force at the end, and hopefully we'll keep that moving tomorrow when we sing it. And if you're going to join us tomorrow in person, that will be at 8:30 and 11 o'clock here in the sanctuary, or over there in the sanctuary. And if you're joining us online, that will be live streamed at 11 o'clock on our YouTube channel. Thanks again for joining us this evening. Hope you have a great night.